Hello, today I'm going to flash OpenWrt in this Jio router JIDU6101. I already have it open here. This router has 4 pins right here, if you can see, just next to the power adapter. Okay. This is ground pin, this is RXD, and this is TXD. These 3 pins we are going to use. We need few things before we can start flashing the OpenWrt in this router. We need a USB to TTL adapter. So I have this here. This is an old USB to TTL adapter. I've been using it since a long time now. If you already have one, you know how it works. If you don't, then you can buy it from Amazon or robo.in or from any other website. And on this, just below the pins, you will find the information, which one is the ground pin, which one is RXD, which one is TXD, etc, etc. So when you connect this USB TTL to this serial pin here, you have to reverse TX to RX and RX to TX. Okay, this is how it works. Ground goes to ground. RX pin of this router goes to TX pin of USB to TTL. TX pin of this router goes to RX pin of this USB to TTL. If you don't get anything showing up on your PuTTY application, then you can simply reverse this TX and RX, okay, and then you will get something. But I'll show you in the video and you will be able to know what exactly I'm talking about. Another thing that we need is a LAN cable so that we can connect the router. So this has to be a spare cable. You cannot use the one that you already using, because if it's connected with something else, if you're not able to get it out, then it will be a problem. If you can get it out from your existing router, then it's fine. If you can't, then just get a separate LAN cable. It's always good to have a separate cable. You have to connect this with the computer's Ethernet port. I'm using this mini PC here for this project. I'll be connecting this router LAN 1 port with the Ethernet port of this computer. You also need jumper pins, but if you don't have, you can do some desi jugaad. You can connect the cables however you like. Just make sure not to short them, because something may go wrong. Again, I am doing this video just for a research purpose, and I am not liable for any kind of damages that you do to your device. If you follow the instructions carefully, then you will not damage the device. You have to connect using these pins for safety. Okay, these pins are very safe to use. You just connect them like this, see, and they make sure that they don't short themselves out. Okay, because if they get short, you may burn USB to TTL, or you may burn something inside this router. Okay, so that's all for the hardware part. Let's talk about the software part. Okay, so for software, you need a TFTPD server, or people call it TFTP server. I have it installed here. I will share a link of this software. You can download it from the description. Second one is PuTTY software. It works like a terminal application in Linux or CMD in Windows, similar to that, but it supports serial connection. Third, you need the driver for your USB to TTL. So if I connect my USB to TTL, if I go to device manager, In COM port you can see here USB serial CH340, that is at COM4. So you must see something like this in your device manager, otherwise it will not work. Okay, now if you have just one Ethernet port and that's the one you're using, because a lot of computers don't have Wi-Fi and people use Ethernet port only, you must download kernel bin file and system upgrade bin file already before you start flashing this router. I have a separate Wi-Fi connected with this mini PC, that's the reason I'm using it, and I can use Ethernet port along with Wi-Fi, so I can download it whenever I want. You just have to go to OpenWrt firmware selector and then just search for Jio. So you will see here JIDU6101, download sys upgrade and download kernel. Okay, so make sure you have all these files in your computer. TFTP, PuTTY and driver installed, and these files kernel.bin file and sys upgrade files already in your computer. Alright, let's go ahead and flash OpenWrt in this Jio router. Make sure you have TFTP software installed, PuTTY software installed, and a driver of USB-to-TTL installed in your computer, and these two files kernel.bin and sysupgrade.bin downloaded in your computer. Now there is a GitHub page that explains how to flash this OpenWrt in this router. You can follow these steps, or I have made a little bit changes and created this guide, and I'll put this guide, these steps, in the description. This will be a little bit easier for you to understand and flash OpenWrt in this router. So as per this instructions, you can see first it says set a static IP on the Ethernet interface. So I'll just press Windows R and type ncpa.cpl. Okay, here is the Ethernet port. We'll do a right click, properties, then IPv4 properties. Use the following IP address. It says set the IP address to 192.168.1.2. Press tab and it will automatically select the subnet mask. Again press tab and type 192.168.1.1. Now here, just for explanation, let me tell you that this 192.168.1.2, this is going to be the TFTP server address, and this 1.1 is going to be the router's IP address. Okay, close. Just for the sake of it, we just go ahead and re-verify that everything is showing here correctly. Yes. .2.1. okay, close, and close this. Connect Ethernet cable with LAN 1 port with the Ethernet port of PC. So as you have seen earlier, I have LAN cable and I have connected it with the LAN port 1, and it's connected with the PC's Ethernet port. The next thing is set up TFTP server. So we'll launch TFTP software and we'll just check if 192.168.1.2 is showing in the list of server interfaces. So we click here, scroll down, and here you can see 1.2 is showing. Click on show directory You don't see this bin file as of yet here, so you click on Explore. It will open the TFTP64 folder. Open the downloads folder, copy this kernel bin file and paste this bin file here in the TFTPD64 folder. Close this folder. Now if you click on show directory, you will be able to see the bin file is here now. So now the TFTP server is working. We have to move to the next step, that is connecting the serial port. Connect UART pins and find out the COM port in device manager. So the first step is to connect the UART pin. It's very simple. This one is the ground pin, this one, this red one, the next one is the RxD pin, and this is the TXD pin. So we'll connect the ground pin with the ground pin of this USB to TTL, RX pin to TX pin of this TTL, and TX pin to RX pin of this USB to TTL. And then we will connect this with the USB port of this computer. Now we do a right click here, go to device manager, COM port, and this is COM 4 as we have seen earlier. So next thing that we'll do is we'll set up PuTTY. Open PuTTY. It says select serial as connection type, so connection type is serial. Set COM port number, so it's COM port COM 4, and speed 115200, and then click on open. After you open it, it'll show blank. We'll just have to start the router, so we will plug the power adapter and it starts showing something. Now there are some boot menu here, but we have to select start web fail safe, okay, and then press Ctrl C. Sometimes you have to be very quick because it starts to load its operating system, so be very quick, okay. Just plug in the cable, quickly select start web failsafe and Ctrl C, and you must see this screen. Everything is stopped and it lets you type something, LSAK, okay. So if you're typing anything XYZ, if the command is wrong, it will give you this kind of error. This error must not come when we are going to flash this, okay. So the next thing is that it says flash kernel bin file into the router. Run these commands one by one. Now let me tell you something. Right now the firmware I'm flashing, the kernel file I'm flashing, that matches this name, okay. If you open the downloads folder, this is the one that we copied, and the file name is exactly here. But in future, if you're going to flash by downloading the kernel file from OpenWrt, the file name may be a little bit different, like 26 point something, 25.1415, I don't know, it can be anything, okay. So just make sure that you change the name here, okay. Just right click on it, select everything, copy, and then paste it here, okay. Now step by step, copy this, paste, right click will paste it, enter. There should not be any error, so there's no error. Let's move to the next. Copy this, paste, enter, copy this line, paste. Now this time if I just hit enter, it will start loading the file from TFTP. Now whatever is showing here, okay, server interface, it doesn't matter because it's serving the file on this, and we have already set this IP address here. Okay, just hit enter and you will see the file getting transferred in TFTPD. See, the file is getting transferred from your computer to the router. It says done, bytes transferred, etc. Now copy this line, paste, enter. Working set. This is not an error, this is just information. Copy and paste this line, and copy and paste this line, and enter. Now it's going to do its work. It's going to start the router very soon. So we have a network connection information here. Let's click on yes. Now as soon as you see here that LAN 1 entered forwarding state, that means you can go ahead and check if the router is up. So the router address is 192.168.1.1. Hit enter. No password, just hit login, and here we have it. Check online for firmware upgrades. Right now I'm going to disable it. I like to keep it disabled, but it's your choice. Now we need this sys upgrade file, and we are going to, because right now it's running in recovery mode, we go to firmware upgrade and flash image, browse, downloads, and the sysupgrade.bin file. Open and upload. Keep the setting, don't keep the setting, doesn't matter. Continue. Now at this point you don't have you can disconnect PuTTY, you can disconnect TFTP server, close these applications, but I like to see what's going on, because as long as your router is connected with the serial port, you will be able to see what's going on in the router. So I'm just waiting for the same LAN 1 forwarding state information. You can ignore this, by the way. Alright, LAN 1 entered forwarding state. Let's wait for a few seconds. Sometimes it reloads automatically. Yes, here we go. Again, no password, login, and the recovery mode error is gone. No disabled check-in, and apply. Alright, so here we have it. OpenWrt 25.12.5 installed in this router. Jio JIDU6101. Alright, so that's it. I hope this video helped you. If possible, please forward this video to someone who wants to flash OpenWrt in 6101, and I would really appreciate if you can subscribe this new channel of mine. I am new to YouTube, and your subscription will really help me. So that's it for today.